Hello, it's Mara from Houseplants, New Jersey. So today we are going to be discussing my tissue culture that I had ordered. I ordered these by mistake. I thought they were on Sarah Burle, Variegated Burle Marx flame. They turned out to be Philodendron Variegated Burle Marx flame. And variegated Burle Marx, not flame. But whatever, I'm still gonna nurse them and do this. This is my second time doing tissue culture. Earlier today I had done Monstera bulbasaur, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Philodendron Burle Marx, the variegated form. Okay, and who knows, maybe I will love this plant. If I don't, I will sell it. Okay, but it'll be a lot of fun to just grow. So let me show you how I'm going to do that. I'm in my bathroom right now because I like the pressure on my bathroom sink a lot more than I do on my kitchen sink. I think the pressure's a lot lower, so that's where we're going with this. Okay, so I had already sterilized everything. There's 91% alcohol in this spray bottle. I am going to sterilize my scissors again to cut open the package. I'm going to use a little tissue here. We're going to sterilize these scissors to open up the package. And then I also have a cup here, which is sterile. So, and we're just going to be placing the already rinsed off philodendrons in here. Okay. Now, I want to let you know that these are, I have two here. Now, these are in a gel. These are lab grown. They're in a gel. They're nutrient rich and they have a lot of sugar on them. But you have to rinse off every bit of gel, otherwise it will rot. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing right now. I got them from Orange Lake Nursery. Now, Orange Lake Nursery, they recommend doing it under running water. Some people do it in a bowl. Some people do it in a bowl, rinse off their tissue culture in a bowl with water and then put it in a bowl with water with peroxide and then put it into a growth hormone and all this stuff. I'm not doing that. I'm doing exactly what Orange Lake Nursery told me to do, which is rinse off the gel under running water and then put it into the medium of your choice. My choice will be fluval stratum. So I'm going to show you that, but let's get started on the rinsing off. Now with the water, so the pressure in my bathroom is a lot lower than my kitchen, obviously, that's why I'm sitting here. But with rinsing it off, you have to rinse it off in warmer than room temperature water. Not hot, not cold, not room temperature, but a little warmer than room temperature, because otherwise, it just gets all of that gel off a lot easier. And if you feel any slipperiness or any sliminess, then definitely just keep rinsing. It won't harm the plant. It'll just get everything off. What will harm the plant is any residual gel. Okay, so we need to do that. Now I'm gonna be focusing you on my sink here. Hold on one second. I'm going to put you on my sink, and I am going to, now this is the alcohol, these are my scissors, so I'm going to be cutting open the package, all right? We want to keep this as sterile as possible. Now these plants do not have any type of immune system whatsoever, so we really, really need to pay attention to that, okay? We're warming up that water. We're going to take out our plant. Make sure you rinse off. Now you can see the gel on here. Okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna rinse off all those leaves, all the roots, everything, okay? Let me make sure I get this up to temperature. Move you in a little bit more. Okay, so we're just going to be rinsing this off completely for a little while. Getting between each of the leaves, each of the petioles, everything. Just keep going. That rinsed off pretty easy, so I'm going to drop it in my cup. Now we're going to move on to the next one. And I'm going to take this one out. And we're going to rinse it. Okay. And that's it. We're done. I'll see you in the living room. Okay, so I'm back. We're in the living room now. I have my two Philodendron variegated Burle Marx flame. Okay, Burle Marx, not Burle Marx flame. So I have them in this 1 cup here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 1 cup here with my, and the spoon I'm using is sterilized, okay? It's completely sterilized with alcohol, sanitized, sterilized, whatever. These guys have no immune system, so you want to keep it as clean as possible until about 2 weeks. We're going to keep them in 100% humidity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this cup about halfway with Fluval stratum, with stratum. A little bit more, actually, about 3/4 of the way up, because these roots are not that crazy. Actually, this one is, so I might dump a little out, and we'll put that in. Okay, and we'll keep it there on top so it can grow in. And then we're going to top it off with some Fluval stratum. Now, I love this for rooting. I just think it's wonderful. So you don't want, if there are any leaves, what you don't want is any of the leaves or petioles to be under the stratum, because you don't want them to rot, okay? So here we go. We got that in there. Now that's stable. Whoa. One of my plants just dropped off of the windowsill. Okay, so this is our first little guy. Okay, now we're gonna move on to our second one. We're gonna fill that cup up 3/4 of the way with stratum. And then place that in there. You see that root? This is the root right here. We're gonna put that in there and then fill it the rest of the way with stratum. Just to cover that area, that growth area. We don't want to rot out any leaves or petioles because that will lead to root rot. So that's it. That's our guy here. All right, we're going to try to get out all of these leaves, anything that's in there. We're going to try to place it outwards. Is that an aerial root? I think so. All right, so that little guy right there, we're already done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in these little, I have a box already ready with 3 Monstera bulbasaur. So I'm going to be putting these into that box. We're going to water them in a little bit until, let me just show you. We're going to water them in until it's about halfway up. Just so that they keep on getting water. You see that? And then when they have, now we're going to put them in 100% humidity for 2 weeks. That's what we need to do. So it needs to be in 100% humidity for about 2 weeks. And then we can start opening. So with this container that we're putting it in, it has a dome where you can actually open it up and it gives it more, it gives it less humidity. Like you could open the dome, but for the first 2 weeks, we're keeping it shut completely. All right. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe, definitely subscribe. I have 50 subscribers now. I'm like really excited. And then, yeah, definitely like, share, subscribe, and comment. Oh, and comment. Absolutely comment. If you have any recommendations for me, absolutely comment on the video. Thank you. Have a good day.